What's good, y'all? J Roos Theory live and direct. Let's talk some boxing, y'all. Let's talk some boxing. Preferably the heavyweight division. That's my division right there. Free for all, though. We can talk about whatever division you want to talk about. Because ain't no fights tonight, I don't believe. So let's talk some pugilism. Wait for y'all to come on in. Y'all see this fanatic flag football league they started with Tom Brady, Stephon Diggs, Terrence Terrence Kurt. I said Terrence Curtis. Terrence Crawford. Y'all see that? The flag football league. Terrence Crawford out there doing his thing. Looks like he's still in shape. In fact, he burned Stephon Diggs on a route. The pass was overthrown, but he burnt him. It's another thing about age. Terrence Crawford is what, 38, burning NFL dudes? In fact, Devontae Adams was saying that Terrence Crawford is the best of all time. So these NFL guys have a lot of respect for Terrence Crawford. The video I saw on FightHype.com said that Terrence Crawford rushed Tom Brady. I didn't see that, but I guess it's on there. But these athletes have a lot of respect for Terrence Crawford, man, as they should. I don't believe he's coming back either because he's putting his interest into a lot of different things right now. But I hadn't heard anything about this flag football league. I'd want to play if I knew anything about it. Skrilla 50, what's up to you, man? What's going down? What's going down, man? You see that flag football league with Terrence Crawford and Tom Brady in them? Terrence Crawford smoked Stephon Diggs. So I was like, wow, Terrence got some wheels on him. Of course, the pass was overthrown, but he still beat him on the route. And this is a boxer, a 38-year-old boxer, where you're supposed to be washed up by the time you hit 32 in boxing, you know? Not the case. I always say you keep yourself in shape, there's no limit to what you can do. Yeah, go check it out. It's on FightHype.com, man. Terrence Crawford out there being competitive. We got Tom Brady out there, Stephon Diggs, I think Devontae Adams. I don't know if he played, but he was at the press conference. But looks fun. I used to like playing flag football back in the day, man. I ain't played that since, wow, I think since grade school. Throwing jukes on people. But it was good to see Terrence Crawford out there showing the NFL guys what boxers can do on the gridiron. Crawford is a natural athlete. Absolutely, man. This dude got wheels. He can throw a football good. Of course, we know he can wrestle. He's got hands in the ring, man. This dude is the epitome of competitor. You look up competitor, it should take you to Terrence Crawford's Instagram. This dude is around. He don't like to lose at anything. Plays basketball too. Yep, forgot about that. Guess next we'll see him running track. But I guess Canelo's like, hey, forget all that. Let's run it back. But nah, it would be worse. If Terrence Crawford were to somehow come out of retirement, which I don't think he will, I don't think no amount of money is going to bring him out because he was talking about that's like selling your soul and your pride. Not pride, I don't like that word, but your dignity. So I don't think no amount of money will bring Terrence Crawford out of retirement. But let's just say he did come out of retirement. He's really going to beat Canelo this time. He's going to stop him. Almost stopped him this time. So once he and Usyk download the information of what you bring to the table, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They're going to beat you easier the second time. So Canelo, sounds good on paper, but in real life, nah. Canelo can't do nothing with Terrence Crawford. I told people that over and over and over. Didn't believe me. I guess they believe now. Crawford would stop him. Absolutely, man. He would stop him. Let's just say Canelo's right with the excuse he had about leg cramps or whatever. He probably had the leg cramps because Terrence Crawford was moving him around the ring. He probably didn't come into the ring with leg cramps. So no fighter is going to go into the ring at 100%. These training camps are brutal. They're sparring. They're doing strength and conditioning. They're running. So nobody goes into the ring 100%. If Canelo's trying to imply that he has to be 100% in order to win his fights, then, much respect on that because if he's honest, he knows he doesn't even go into the ring 100%. So don't act like, oh, well, he won because I wasn't at 100%. Nah. In fact, Terrence Crawford was talking about like how training is the hard part, how you beat yourself up in training. So he was probably at 70% that night or he would have stopped Canelo. So Canelo's just trying to save face. I had shown Canelo a lot of respect for just saying before, just admit I lost, and now he seems to be going back on that and pulling the Deontay Wilder. That was some of the easiest money I ever made. Yeah, man. It was kind of a one-sided fight, you know what I mean? Oh, did he say that? Crawford said he didn't stop Canelo out of respect? Wow. Wow. Let's all say it together. Wow. Kind of looked like it too, didn't it? Kind of looked like it. Can you imagine all the people that were supporting Canelo? Can you imagine they would have all been in the witness protection program after the fight? Had Canelo got stopped by a guy that moved up 3 weight classes? It'd have been like, oh well, you know what? Canelo had a cold, he had a hangnail, he had a migraine. He was probably partying the night before. He had got hurt in sparring. So if those things didn't happen collectively, he would have beat Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? I'd have been like, oh word, oh for real. That's what would have happened. That's what would have happened. Y'all tripping, man. I could just look at the styles. I could look at the competitive nature of both guys, and I knew it was a wrap. It didn't take a genius. It didn't take a rocket scientist to know what was about to happen to Canelo. But he got them fanboys from day one, and they were not letting up off the gas. Canelo, Canelo, Canelo. He's too big. He's too big. Right. How'd that work out? How'd that work out? On another note, did you see that fight Blueface had, if you can call it a fight, with that fat dude? And the fat dude knocked him out the ropes and got the decision. You see that? Thought Blueface had all this experience. I hadn't even heard of the dude he was boxing. Think he's a content creator from what I read, but yeah, come on, Blueface. What's up with that, Chief? And what on a just a second. Showbiz is one of those fanboys. A lot of people turning on the biz, and I don't mean the Bismarck. Do you think the PBC will join the Zone Boxing? They might, because it's almost like if you're not over at the Zone right now, you're not really popping. You know, Zuffa's with Paramount and stuff, but I think they got a deal with Sky Sports now, Zuffa, and I think the Zone too. I'm not sure, but PBC's got to do something. Looks like one of the Charlos is having some mental issues and ain't gonna be fighting for a while, if at all. So I gotta pray for dude. Hope everything works out for the Charlos. But if you're not dedicated to boxing 100%, yeah, you might as well just step off, because you don't want to get injured. You do not want to get injured. Black and blue face. Yeah, basically. Basically. I got a great opponent for Blueface next. Wait for it. Drum roll. Ray J. Y'all hear Ray J the other day? What was that, dude? What's up with Ray J and Whack 100 starting something called the Gagency and Ray Pride and all? Like, what's up with that dude? Instead of people talking about no Diddy, now it's no Ray J. So I say Blueface should get in the ring with Ray J and beat that dude silly and hopefully knock some sense into him. If he don't want to do it, I'll fight Ray J, even though I'm like way bigger than that dude. I'll fight Whack 100 too. Slap both of them dudes up. I was going to say Kurt. Oh, Kurt and Blueface? Yeah, that would be cool, man. Kurt and Blueface. Yes, indeed. I would go watch it live and direct. Kurt and Blueface. Yes, sir. What is up with Ray J? Talk about a meltdown. This dude talking about, I'm out the closet. I'm out the closet. Wow, go back in that closet, dude. Don't nobody want to hear about that. And for Whack 100, who lives up to the name Whack, for him to support this dude, like, dude, get out of here, dude. One of my favorite rappers, I don't agree with everything he says because he says some way out stuff, but one of my favorite rappers, The Game. I don't know why. I don't even know if he associates himself with Whack anymore, because I forget the dude who used to be his manager before Whack. It's like Whack just came and replaced this dude. I think his name was Tato. But Whack just came out of nowhere. I'm like, why does he associate with this dude who's constantly bad mouthing Tupac? They just don't. Game and Whack don't seem to agree on a lot of stuff. He said they even have arguments, but once you disrespect somebody like Tupac, I'll be like, you gotta go, Chief. So if any of y'all know Whack 100 or you DM them or whatever, tell them there's a boxing dude with a small platform for now. I'm gonna take off, but a small platform for now. You can DM this dude and tell him I box him for free. We can do it on the street. We can do it in the ring, octagon, preferably the ring though. I'll fight Wack for free. I'll fight Blueface, Gay J, all them dudes. T.I. trying to seek attention in AED. He couldn't revive Ray J's career. I never thought Ray J could sing in the first place. I used to be like, man, this you've heard of rappers what they call with struggle bars, sound like they struggling to get through the verse. Ray J just ain't a singer, dude. He's just not. And the peak of his career, I guess, was when he had that show that was like Flavor of Love. I think it was called For the Love of Ray J. I used to watch that trash, but yeah, Ray J, he needs prayer. You know, anytime you come out talking wild like that, of course, he was going at Mace and Shine, and I think Cameron too. For he felt like they were disrespecting his sister, Brandy. You know, I know people that know both Brandy and Ray J, and I could see him sticking up for his sister, but the way he went about it, like, dude, what was that, dude? That was not honorable. I don't know if he was drunk, faded, high, or what, but that was not a good look, man. And it's making the rounds. I'm pretty sure that went viral. Ray J is now Gay J. Said himself he's coming out the closet. You know. I guess Danny Boy could have said a lot more, but guess he was trying to show Ray J some show him some what's the word I'm looking for? Some kindness. Not putting him out there like that, but he put himself out there. So let's just get all these knuckleheads in the ring that like to talk way out and talk greasy. Let's just get them all in the ring. Let's just smack them all up and then see how tough they are after that. It's easy to do this. Knuckles look ashy. Did knuckle push-ups. The Kim K sex tape was the height of his career. Ain't that bad? Ain't that bad that he even went there? Jay Rooster can man. Yeah, it's sad when you got to put out a sex tape to get your career rolling, and we all know. Well, I don't know if we all know, but that was not a leaked tape, from what I understand. It had a producers, lighting, and everything, so it was meant to go out. And then, oops, did that sneak out? Yeah, you guys meant it to go out there. That wasn't no sneaking. That was no sneak tape. That's why when you can't stand on your talent alone, you got to resort to that. If you're singing, rapping, or acting can't bring you fame, UPS is hiring. Don't go the sex tape route. You know, you don't want that out there, you know. You just don't want that out there. Why am I talking about Ray J, man? I'm talking about Ray J. Is boxing that slow right now? I'm talking about flag football, Ray J. Of course, I did a video. The Frank Sanchez, Richard Torres fight has been postponed for May because Richard Frank Sanchez messed up his knee, inflammation, the one he had surgery on. So we got to wait on that. Tales of the Dead Career, starring Ray J. Yeah, man. And Ray J seemed to have, I really liked his dad. I used to watch their show. I think it's called not Family Business. I forget, but Ray J seemed to have a real cool, down to earth, quiet, but firm dad. You hate to think that Ray J's hurting his dad by doing all this and melting down and like that. That's just, it's sad. It's sad to see someone spiraling out of control. According to him, his heart is messed up from years of drug and alcohol abuse. Triple D has a better chance of winning a spelling bee than Ray J, reviving his career. Ouch! Ouch! That Hoyt. That Hoyt. That hurts, man. Wow. Wow. He said he has a wow. Shots fired. Ah, man. Bon Scott in the building. What up, man? Anybody heard from Dillian White or Dempsey McKean since they got KO'd by a Talma? I ain't heard nothing from Dillian. I was just watching that old face off AJ had with Dillian, man, where it got heated. But nah, I ain't heard none from Dillian or McKean. Maybe them two should fight each other. I think Dillian White's career is pretty much a burrito at this point, a wrap, a euro. I think it's just over. Where can he go from there? You lose in one round to, even if it's a prospect, one round, dude. Yeah. I think Dillian's career is seeing better days. He might want to just promote other fighters at this point because I thought he looked like he was in pretty good shape too, leading up to the fight. I thought, oh, okay, Dillian's taking this seriously. Maybe he was, but it didn't look like it. When he got in the ring, did not look like he was taking it seriously. I mean, Moses is very fast and strong, but you couldn't last more than one round, Chief. With your experience, you had kickboxing experience and boxing experience. You couldn't last one round, dude. For real. Wow. Wow. What else is going on in boxing news? Of course, Mayweather Pacquiao's the talk of the town. Mayweather's still talking about having an exhibition with Mike Tyson that nobody's really interested in. Nobody's really interested in the Pacquiao fight either because they're saying, it was 11 years overdue when they first fought. So how long is it now? So nobody's really interested in that. People saying Floyd is broke. I don't really think he's broke, but he might want more money, but I don't think he's broke. But what else is going on? Of course, we got Daniel Dubois. As mentioned by Skrilla 50, Dubois supposed to fight Fabio Wardley. Remember Fabio from the 90s, the dude with the long hair? I got Wardley to stop Triple D. Got to go with the guy with the stronger mind. What else is coming up? Tyson Fury versus Makhmudov. I got Tyson Fury probably by late stoppage or unanimous decision. I think he's too fast. I think he'll outwork Makhmudov and just beat him to the punch. I'm hearing, now I don't even really want to talk about it because it's been talked about just as much as AJ and Deontay Wilder. They're saying that AJ and Tyson Fury, I think, have signed to fight early 2027, late 2026. I'm like, why can't we make it this year? This year just started. I know AJ had a lot going on, but it looks like he's back in the gym and sparring and hitting the pad. So why can't we get that fight going this year? I don't want to hear nothing about 2027. Too much can happen between now and then. Make it happen this year if it's going to happen. I'm tired of even talking about them two potentially fighting. I remember ESPN had even put at the bottom of the screen years ago, AJ is signed to fight Deontay Wilder. We know that fight never happened. And if it happens now, I mean, I still got AJ. Let's just put it like that. I don't think Dillian has any value as a fighter now. Yeah. Who's going to pay to see that dude? It would have to be free. I won't be watching Fury versus AJ. Both are past it. Should have fought years ago. Daffy Duck, Daffy Duck, Ante don't want it. Well, you know what, Mr. Scott? I want to see it even if you don't. I don't care if they're past their prime. I don't care if they're in a retirement home with a cane. I want to see Fury versus AJ. I'm just tired of talking about it. I want to see them two at a press conference. I want to see them do a face-off. But yeah, I want to watch that. How could you not want to watch that, man? Past their primes or not? And I don't think AJ's past his prime. He just lost. How do we know what anybody's prime really is? Everybody's got different primes. Somebody might reach their prime at 38. Somebody might reach their prime at 28. We don't know. There's no set number. Like, you have reached your prime when you hit 24. That's not the way it is. Society might want to make you think that's the way it is, so you don't value yourself once you reach a certain age, but that's not the truth. Be a thinker, not a stinker, in the words of Creed. John Fury will be backing his favorite son, AJ. Yeah, I think Kurt put out a video. I didn't get to see it yet. Something about Fury and John Fury. So what's going on with that? Is John Fury siding with AJ? What's going on? Because John Fury was definitely Team Tyson Fury, man. This dude taking off his shirt, challenging what's his name, Carl Froch, while he was trying to have a pre-fight discussion with Lennox Lewis. John Fury's walking around like a madman. I think he took his shirt off. I don't remember, but he's hollering and stuff like that. Carl Froch would beat the brakes off John Fury. Didn't Henry Akinwande knock John Fury down? Henry Akinwande could punch, but remember he did the hug fest against Lennox Lewis. I was at that fight, Lake Tahoe, 1998. But the prime argument is moot. We had that with Jones versus Calzaghe and Lewis versus Tyson. I take it it's whichever fighter you like gets beat. They are past their prime. Human nature. Yeah. Yeah, the minute you lose, you're past your prime. What if we did that in the NFL every time Tom Brady lost the game? Tom Brady sucks. And this guy goes on to win like 3 or 4 more Super Bowls. Combat sports, we're quick to write people off, man. They always say the old time trainers, they didn't even want to work with you unless you had some losses, because they figure if you ain't got no losses, you ain't really learned nothing. So they only really wanted to work with you if you had some losses under your belt to show you had some type of growth. Now you don't want to go out and like, well, I'm gonna go purposely lose. No, but it just showed the trainer kind of where you're at so they could kind of gauge where they need to be and what they need to teach you. Wow, I didn't know that. John Fury said that he thinks that Tyson has been a shell of himself since the Wilder trilogy. I think those fights might have, especially that last one, took a lot out of both of them. We know it took a lot out of Mr. Wilder because this dude still can't even come to terms with getting his head flown. So yeah, we know Wilder's still spiraling out of control from that, but Tyson Fury, I don't know, man. It was a bad look that Ngannou knocked him down and I think beat him, even though Ngannou didn't get the decision. We'll have to see with his next fight. He seems to be rejuvenated since he got this deal with Netflix. The fight with Makhmudov will be on Netflix, so he seems to be rejuvenated. He looks slimmed down. Looks like he's in great shape for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's never really been that chiseled, but we'll see. Yep, Crawford sparred Bradley without a trainer, and he whipped his hind parts, his John Brown hind parts, as Denzel said in what was that movie called? That football movie? Yeah, I know what it's called. I just don't like that word. Remember the blank. But yeah, Terrence Crawford put them hands on Bradley, and that Bradley said that. So, when a fighter puts his ego aside and say, "This dude beat the brakes off me," you know it really happened. Terrence Crawford didn't say it. Bradley said it multiple times. Gave a blow by blow account of what happened when he sparred with Terrence Crawford. Terrence is no joke. One of the most competitive guys I've ever seen in any sport. Tom Brady's got that same, what did Skip Bayless used to say when Tom Brady was losing? He'd get that look in his eyes. He called it Psycho Tom. Like, some dudes just do not like to lose. They take it personally. Canelo don't have that. So I would never pick Canelo to beat a guy like Terrence Crawford. Canelo's bothered by a loss, but he can live with it. I don't think Terrence Crawford could really live with a loss too well. He'd be tossing and turning and trying to think of how quick he can get a rematch with the person that beat him. You got to take a loss personally if you want to be great, in my opinion. The Canelo fans can't live with him losing. Nah, they're in the witness protection program. There's no excuses. No excuses. Canelo got beat fair and square. No drugs. Just a beating. Just a beating. If you have to take steroids to beat up another man, that's sad. That's sad. You remember Drago and Creed, Rocky Four? That's happened in real life, and we know Drago was on roids. Remember they stuck the needle in? They put the needle in far in the movies, I guess, for dramatic effect. But I think they took out that needle scene in the director's cut of Rocky Four, but in the original, Drago was on steroids, and when we know how his fight ended with Creed, like I said, that kind of thing has happened in real life too. Canelo fans always try to get a rematch. Floyd and Crawford, but treat Bivol like he doesn't exist. Canelo had mentioned fighting Bivol again, but yeah, certain dudes, fighters just know they can't really beat. Just like you don't hear Deontay calling for a Zhang rematch because Zhang is not going to let that dude see the 12th round. Zhang might have some losses. He might get tired fast, but this dude is one of the hardest punching heavyweights ever, ever, ever. If Moses Atalma steps in the ring with Big Bang Zhang, you heard it here first. Moses Atalma will not see the 12th round. And it's not because he got blindfolded. It's because he got folded up by Zhang. Zhang's punches just have a different look to them. The fact that he knocked Joe Joyce out when no one had done that, and we know Joe Joyce had the chin of steel. The fact that he put Joe Joyce down, what does that tell you, man? What nobody knocking out Joe Joyce. And Joyce hasn't been the same since that fight. Came back and lost to Chisora. Zhang has dropped every big name opponent that he's fought. I thought Zhang beat Hergovich too. But Hergovich was seen as the up and comer, the younger guy, the prospect. So they wanted to pour all their money into Hergovich. But yeah, I thought Zhang won that fight. And you're right, Zhang drops everybody. Dropped Joseph Parker. AJ dropped Zhang in the amateurs in the Olympics or whatever. But in the pros, Zhang is not to be played with. Of course, you guys know I've had on trainer James Bashir, who was right-hand man with the great Emmanuel Stewart, the best trainer to ever do it. I've had James on many times. We talk offline a lot, and he's had guys that sparred with Zhang, and he asked him, is this dude really what they say? They're like, yeah, yes, this dude can punch, and that's with big gloves and headgear. So what you think small gloves and no headgear is going to be? And his speed is underrated. His speed is underrated. You look at his big frame and you think, oh, this guy is plodding and slow. Watch this dude training hitting the bag. He's not slow. He's not slow at all. Not as fast as Atalma, but he's not slow. But I don't think Atalma's chin, we haven't seen him really tested, so people are probably saying, well, how do you know he's never been clipped? I'm just going by the power of Zhang, man. This dude has that kind of George Foreman power. It's just like that big country power from eating cornbread and eating oxtail. Zhang can punch, dude. Zhang hits so hard, like you probably get instant brain damage. Like right after the fight, they scan your brain cells and they're like, dude, did you get hit by a cannon? Nah, man, I got hit by Zhang. They're like, well, yeah, you did get hit by a cannon. Same thing. So people can act like Zhang past his prime. He's old. He's slow. He gets tired. But if he hits you, night. You notice when Zhang hits dudes with a good shot, they start moving around trying to get out the way. You're like, oh, they try to play it off and you could tell they was hurt. Usually a boxer's hurt when he smiles or sticks out his tongue. That's usually a sign you got hurt. You're like, oh, you're trying to play it off. I got you. You'll be better off making no expression. because that would tell me a lot. Zane punches like a kicking mule. That's what Mike Tyson, who I got on my shirt, said about Razor Ruddock. He's like, excuse my French, he kicks like an effing mule. Of course, you know Mike always had to drop the F bombs. But yeah, Zane, Big Bang Zane, man. Mule kick. It's like he's just, and you know what's crazy about Zane's power? Sometimes he's knocking dudes out with arm punches. He's not even putting his full weight into it. Can you imagine if this dude swang from the ankles? Ooh, might get our first decapitation in boxing. Can you imagine a dude getting decapitated from a punch? That would be nasty work. But yeah. Speaking of Zhang, who's he supposed to fight next? I know his phone ain't ringing. Zhang could have 5 losses in a row, and ain't nobody gonna want to fight this dude. They'll be like, nah, he's old. I don't want to fight him. Yeah, I know why you don't want to fight him. Ain't got nothing to do with age, buddy. Nothing to do with age. Got to do with these. I want to see that too. That might happen. Zhang versus Bacoli. That might happen. Of course, I go with Zhang because Zhang takes a good shot to the chin. Maybe you can wear him down over the course of a fight with body shots, but I don't think Bacoli's chin will stand up. I think Zhang has the better chin. Bacoli might have a little bit of stamina that's better than Zhang, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think he's going to make it the distance with Zhang. I don't know why Bacoli can't seem to get down to like 250 or something like that. I'd like to see Zhang at 250 actually. I think that'd be a good weight for Zhang. Since he's not putting his body into his punches most of the time anyway, why do you need to be so heavy? Now, if you're going to put your body into it, then I understand. Trainer James Bashir said you should always stop your hooks here. You should never bring it all around here because then you overextend it and you'll get countered. So he said always stop your hook right at the face. Them short shots that Emmanuel Stewart used to always talk about. He said short shots. I saw Terrence Crawford in the dressing room before Canelo warming up, and he was just practicing them little short shots that you give on the inside. Short shots are great too because you don't overextend, like trainer James Bashir was saying. You know, you get your punch off and get your hand back in place to defend yourself. What y'all got up though? What's going on with y'all today on this beautiful and warm weekend? James Ali Bashir is a brilliant trainer. Too much Congolese food from the buffet. Yeah, that dude putting it away. Yeah, James Bashir, just a cool guy, man. A funny guy too, and a great memory on him, man. I met that dude at the Lennox Lewis fight at the Staples Center. He just came up and started talking to me back when I had my dreads, and I didn't talk to him till about 20 plus years later. I reached out to him on Facebook. He actually remembered me and my mother, me, my mom, and my buddy Daryl at the time we were at the fight. He remembered me. I was like, how did he remember me? But great memory, man. Knows a lot about boxing. Got a lot of knowledge on boxing that a lot of these young trainers don't know. In fact, James Bashir says boxing needs more teachers. It's like we got enough trainers. We need teachers. What's the difference in a teacher and a trainer? A trainer is going to basically tell you, hey, man, go do 10 minutes of jumping jacks, 10 minutes of jump rope, go run your 5 miles. And then he holds the pads and looks real flashy. A trainer's going to teach you what happens when you throw this punch, what's going to come back at you, what's your mindset going to be like when you take a hard punch. Stuff that, these younger guys don't know because a lot of them ain't even been in the ring. But just stuff like that. What goes through your mind the night before a fight? What goes through your mind as you're walking to the ring? The fight can be won or lost on your ring walk. You might have some negative thoughts just going to the ring like, man, I don't even really feel like being here tonight, man. I don't feel well. They're showing a marathon of the White Shadow tonight. I'm sitting up here boxing. So a lot of these trainers don't let you know what goes on in the mind of a fighter. So a trainer can teach you these things as opposed to, a teacher can teach you these things as opposed to a trainer who just kind of gives you the basics, 1-2 jab and all that, and hold the pads and look real flashy. You notice these dudes that do all the fancy quick pad work, you rarely see that done in a fight. I know it builds stamina and coordination, but you rarely see people throw them same combos in a fight. You want to mimic in training camp what you're going to do in the ring. Or why have a training camp? You want to get it down to perfection, what you're going to do. So when you get in the ring, it's like, second nature. But what do I know? What do I know? Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, whether you're watching it live or on a replay. Hit that Cash App up, $J Roos33, and that's Roos, ROOS 33. And channel number 2 in WJ. Instagram, the J Roos Theory. You want to find me on Facebook, it's Jonathan Roos over there. So that's where you find me. That's where you find me. Coach Bashir should train Beterbiev. Wow. Never thought of that. I don't even know. Who is Beterbiev's trainer? Who is he working with? Oh, yeah, you guys see Jarrell Miller just had a press conference. He's supposed to fight one of Eddie Hearn's dudes. So Eddie Hearn and Jarrell Miller were going back and forth. It was kind of playful. It wasn't the kind of serious trash talk that Jarrell Miller usually puts on. I don't know much about the dude that Jarrell Miller's fighting, but he'll be having a fight shortly, I do believe. So, yeah, I got to study his opponent before I do any videos about him. And of course, we know Usyk's got a fight coming up against Rico Suave. Ain't do the kickboxer, but a lot of people are upset with Usyk that he's taking what they think is a soft touch. I seen Rico hit the pads. He looks pretty good, but Usyk has earned a soft touch at this point. This dude has fought the top guys and twice, most of them. Fury twice, AJ twice, Daniel Dubois twice. Why not mix in a soft touch to just kind of rejuvenate yourself? Lennox Lewis wouldn't fight dudes that were just like the OGs in the sport. He would have like fighting a dude like Phil Jackson or, there was a guy named Maverick who ended up being a tough fight. But it wasn't always just like Tyson Holyfield, Razor Ruddock back to back. No, you got to have some fights in there that ain't Some OGs. He fought Lionel Butler, Justin Fortune. So I don't blame Usyk at all. You took out the top dudes. Hey, celebrate by fighting a dude we never heard of. Celebrate. What y'all know about cooling the game? I hope that guy Sandblast Miller. Pero is a Cuban boxer. Oh, okay. But them Cubans are tough. Okay, he's Cuban. I remember Jorge Luis Gonzalez, Riddick Bowe. He had the bald head with the Jerry curl in the back. Riddick Bowe just kept him in the corner. You saw that dude's Jerry curl flying around. Tim Witherspoon did him dirty too. Tim Witherspoon beat that dude down. That dude was so cocky, Jorge Luis Gonzalez. I remember that dude told Riddick Bowe, "I killed you at Medicon." Riddick Bowe said, "When I'm done with him, he'll wish he was back in Cuba." I was like, wow. Having back on the boat to Savannah, huh? Is it Savannah or Havana? Savannah's Georgia, I think. I think it's Havana. But yeah, them Cuban fighters can be rough. A lot of them have better amateur careers than they do professional for some reason. I think they stay amateur too long, so then when they turn pro, they are kind of burnt out. That's why I agree with Usyk on this. Discipline is more important than motivation. You do it anyway. Don't matter how you feel. You gotta be disciplined. Don't matter if you feel like it. You go in there and handle business like a professional. If you waited till you felt like doing stuff, stuff would never get done. It's like that Texas shag haircut. Dude's walking, dude's walking around with the old school '80s shag, huh? Remember the Stay Soft Jerry curl spray? That's funny. Quick story. My mom knew the dude, Willie Morrow, who created the California curl, which was like a little version of the Jerry curl. It's called the California curl. My mom knew him before he came up with this, and he ended up blowing up with that, the California curl. Not too many people talk about that. They only talk about the Jerry curl. Jerry is spelled Jheri, by the way. If you're from California, you know that well. I never had a Jerry curl. I had naturally curly hair, so I never got the Jerry curl, but the homies had it. And if you sprayed that stuff in it that was called Stay Soft, SOF, if you sprayed that and go outside in the summertime, the sun would turn your hair red, so you'd have a red Jerry curl. And everybody's like, "Oh, you've been using Stay Soft, homie. You got that red Jerry curl action." You got that red Jerry, homie. How you gonna be a crip with a red Jerry? I think they had something called World of Curls too. But yeah, Jorge Luis Gonzalez had that Jerry curl in the back and the Montel Williams on top, rocking that Kojak and the Doughboy at the same time. We got a prime here. We got a prime here, Nick. Can we have one night when nobody gets shot? Oh, shut up, Trick. PG version. I prefer watching Boys in the Hood on TV so you don't get the bad language. TV for me means tunnel vision, though. Boys in the Hood is just one of those movies I never get tired of. I just don't. Sometimes I turn it off before the Ricky part, but it just makes me feel like I'm back in California, man. I'm like, oh man, just seeing the streets and the ice cream truck and Furious Styles with the Teddy Pendergrass beard. My buddy at the time, Daryl, his dad Jimmy, he had the same beard. They even stand alike, kind of hunched over. Got the old school sweats on with the elastic and the part by the ankle that grips your ankle. Them old school sweats. Man, nothing like California, man. Best state in America. I want to go to California someday. I want to go back too, man. I'm probably going on a vacation there real soon, but I know I ain't gonna want to come back. I already know, man. I said this before and I really meant it. I'd rather be homeless in San Diego than have a mansion in Atlanta. That's real. The freeways suck here. There's always traffic. They're always working on something. There's always an accident. So you run into traffic jams, accidents, and construction all at the same time. You're almost late to anything you want to go to because of that. You got to leave the house 4 hours early if you want to get somewhere on time. It's ridiculous. It's never ending construction. So if I take a vacation to California, I'm gonna be like, dude, dude. Those California taxes, though, yeah, the rent is no joke. You almost got to be a millionaire to live in the hood now. I've been to Watts, I've been to Crenshaw, been to West Angeles Church. That's where all the like Chris Tucker and them go when they're in California. But Chris Tucker lives in McDonough by my son in Georgia. But when he's in California, he goes to West Angeles Church. I had ties to the bishop there, Bishop Blake. So started off in San Diego. But yeah, I've been to Crenshaw. I've been to the Fox Hill Mall. I don't think it's called that no more. Westfield took over all the malls like Plaza Bonita, Fashion Valley, Mission Valley in San Diego, and I think in LA. But I've been to the Fox Hill Mall. One thing I noticed about LA that seems different than other places in California. It seemed like the women at the time, even if they weren't, let's say, the best looking women, they always presented themselves as best they could. They never looked tacky. They always, looked presentable. And I had to respect that. Because nowadays we see women walking around looking like mermaids, red, green, and purple hair. Moses Atama has a better protection plan than the Secret Service. Yeah, man. What's up with this dude having 1 to 2 fights a year and being an alleged prospect? If you're a prospect, you should be having fights like Mike Tyson in the 80s, like 5 to 6 fights a year. Why are you not fighting? Why are you being protected? Do Frank Warren and them know something we don't? Inoue versus Katanaki. Bon Scott, salute. What's up, Linda? How you doing? Yeah, I like Inoue, man. That dude is tough. I just don't know much about the competitors in that division because they're so light. I don't really follow it that well. But from what I've seen of Inoue, man, he's tough and he can punch. If you can punch, you're gonna bring fans out. Because I would normally not even know about anybody in that division because it's like I always say when they get too low in weight, it's not even boxing, it's slapping at that point. But when you can punch like him, it draws my interest. So I got to start watching more of that division to see who's who and what's what. Me and Andrew Tucker might go live for that Deontay Wilder Chisora fight too that's coming up. Good, Jay Roos. Good talking to you, Linda. It's been a minute. Yes, indeed. Water break. I drink my water at the end of a meal. I heard it's better for digestion. Then I heard it's better to drink it before a meal. Then I heard it's best to wait 25 minutes after a meal because if you drink water before your food digests, it causes the food to putrefy in your stomach, which I don't think is true because I looked it up. But I still drink my water at the end of a meal. Haven't eaten yet today, though. Don't know what I want to eat. It's one of those days where I can't really figure out what I feel like eating. I know meat will be involved, though. No vegetarian here. No siree, Bob. Anything under 130 pounds is horse jockeys fighting each other. Yeah, it's like when you get into the bantam weights and straw weights, I'm like, I've not seen Andrew Tucker online for a long time. Yeah, he just put out a video. If you follow him on, well, are you on Instagram? He put out a training video where he was doing the knuckle push-ups. He said I motivated him, so shout out to him for that. And he's just put out a video the other day, I think about Trezora Wilder. So yeah, go check that out. I just drink the water. Exactly. Yeah, you can't get caught up because you see all these videos about like crazy stuff in the food. It's like everything's pretty much tainted at this point. So I pray and I'm all right. You got to pray over all your food, especially nowadays more than ever, because there's stuff in your food and it's deliberate. It's not by accident. I know one thing. There are people talking about, are we really eating cow hamburgers at this point? Because are there that many cows to sustain all these fast food chains, not just in America, but around the world? What did McDonald's used to say 1 billion served every day? So where are they getting these cows from? I heard a dude talking about they found human DNA at one of, I'm not going to mention the place, but let's just say there's a crown involved. Said it found human DNA in the meat there. Yeah, could go further, but do your own research and holla, holla at you, dude. Okay, I will take a look on Instagram. I drink at least a gallon a day. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, man. It's important to have water, man. Water is very, very, very important. I think I saw some dude talking about we shouldn't drink water. I was like, really, dude? For real? We shouldn't drink water. He's like, yeah, babies don't drink water when they're born. Like, man, get out of here, dude. Miller, Bacoli, and Ruiz have 8 live cows. Oh, can you imagine them dudes coming into like hometown buffet? The owner would be like, hey, the all you can eat just ended. You guys just missed it. You might want to come back next week, but you guys just missed it. Cooks back there slaving, trying to keep them fed. I give shouts out to a lot of people that show me love here on YouTube. Got to give a shout out to my dude, Gene Deal. Gene Deal. He was security for Bad Boy. put Diddy on blast way before anybody. So shout out to Gene Deal. Always shows me love. Tells people to watch my videos and subscribe to me. I called in on the show the other day when he went live. Shout out to Gene Deal for keeping it real. Shout out to Jaycation. That's a travel channel based out of San Diego, but he goes to Las Vegas, the Philippines, everywhere. Great guy, nice guy. Go subscribe to Jaycation, man. Great dude. Go subscribe. I said subscribe. Go subscribe to Troy Archer, Yard Out Fitness. Another cool dude, always teaching you to stay in the pocket, which means tunnel vision. Stay focused, because when you lose focus, things get crazy. Brother Jay Roos, salute. What's up? Bruce Gas in the building. What up to you, Bruce? That's another great channel. Y'all go subscribe to my dude, Bruce Gas. Great interviews, great boxing knowledge. Cool, down to earth guy. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. I knew that name sounded familiar. What name are you talking about, Skrilla? I kind of lost my train of thought. What name are you talking about? Are you talking about Gene Deal? Yeah, Gene is cool, man. Gene is real cool. I even did a video about some crazy dude stepping to Gene Deal. We need a new era of heavyweights and cruiserweights coming through. I think we'll be getting that shortly. I think we'll be getting a new era shortly. Yeah, some people are just tired of the same old names. They want to see somebody different. So, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Gene Deal, man, that's a cool dude right there. Big dude too. He got hands. He's real fast. I seen him slap boxing. Dude is 6'7", man. 6'7". He's got, I think, 3 books out. Got one more coming. Cool dude. You know, he got a huge platform. He could just ignore me, not show me any respect, but he always shows respect. So shout out to Gene Deal, man. Real cool dude. We must have a similar sense of humor too, because he makes me laugh a lot and I say things that make him laugh a lot. So we must have a similar sense of humor. He's a real witty, fun guy. And shout out to what's her name? Miss Pleasant, who we be doing the Car Chronicles with. Miss Pleasant, she has a channel called The Pop Off Show, so y'all go subscribe to that too. She's real cool. Her name is Miss Pleasant. You can follow her on Instagram. And her show is called The Pop Off Show. I think it's spelled DAPOP off. But her and Gene Deal do a show where they sit in the car, and they call it the Car Chronicles too. So they show it on both their channels. Go check that out. You got a heavyweight tonight. Is Terra Mona fighting tonight? Very interesting new heavyweight. He's fighting Curtis Harper. Oh, Curtis is done. Salute, Jay Roos. I've got to go. Thanks for coming through, Linda. Appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. Thanks for coming through. Oh, but Terra Mona's fighting tonight? That's my dude. I like him, man. Is that on DAZN? I haven't seen him in a minute, but yeah, I like that dude. Real tall. And from what I've seen of Curtis Harper, I don't give Curtis much of a chance to win that fight at all. In fact, I give him slim to none, and Slim's out of town. And yes, this is water, no alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I don't partake. Alcohol is bad. Destroys the muscles, brain cells, and all kinds of stuff. DAZN, he's fighting on the Adams undercard. Oh, okay. Terra Mona should fight Richard Torres. Oh, that would be a great fight. That'd be a great fight. Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate that. Bruce be dropping knowledge on me, man. I got to get my game up like Bruce. Bruce be knowing his stuff. I haven't had a drink since 2021. Oh man, salute, man. Salute, man. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. All that talking they say red wine was good for the heart and all that, that was a lie. Alcohol is not good for the body. So shout out to you, man. I know it takes discipline to not do something that I don't know if you used to drink or what, but I know it takes discipline. No, wait, I mean 2000 and oh, you say 2001? Oh, okay, 25 years. Oh, shoot. 25 years and you quit? Oh, yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up, man. Applause. That takes discipline. We're in a world now where a lot of people just have to have a vice, the weed, the smoking, or both. So shout out to you, man. I always say just replace a negative habit with something positive and you're good to go. And you'll feel good about yourself too. So shout out to you. It's not easy to stop a habit. When people say I'll drop you like a bad habit, my mom always said, well, bad habits are hard to drop. So that was never a good example. I'll drop you like a bad habit. Well, then it's going to be a long night because bad habits are hard to drop. That's why it's called a habit. He said, loves me the weed. I'm an alcoholic for sure. See, I never agree with when people stop drinking and they still tell them to say I'm an alcoholic for life and it's a disease. I don't buy that. A disease ain't something that you can quit. You have no choice if you have a disease in most cases. You can usually get rid of it naturally, but probably just demonetize myself for saying that because they don't like to talk about natural things. But once you're done, you're done. I don't believe in still saying I'm an alcoholic if you kick the habit. No, you're not. You're no longer an alcoholic. Don't believe that lie, man. That's a lie from the pit of Hades. I heard this current weed too is not the weed from the 70s and 80s. I heard they're trying to grow it so fast. There's all kind of chemicals in it. They're like, you don't even know what you're smoking. But I never smoked weed. Is that why Jarrell Miller is still around? Because bad habits are hard to drop. Skrilla, we're gonna have to get this dude on improv. This dude is funny. Bad habits are hard to drop. Yes, indeed. Even Daniel Dubois had him out on his feet. This dude still didn't go down. Yeah, thanks again, Bruce, for letting me know about Terramona. Terramona, so nice they named it twice. I thought he was Samoan, but he's not Samoan apparently. But it's like one of them Islander dudes. Love me some Samoans, man. Some of the nicest, coolest people. Trying to see if traffic is still bad out here. It's horrendous. Let's take a look. Smyrna, Georgia, y'all. I kind of like it over here. But see, there's traffic down there. Traffic, traffic, traffic. And there's a lot of trucks, man. I be counting sometimes. You'll see like 20 trucks. And I know they mad because they all this all these traffic jams make them late for their drop offs and stuff. So I know they hate coming through Atlanta or Georgia. We seem to call Atlanta like it's the state. If you're recommending Bruce Gass, then I have to check out his content. Yeah, man, he's got great interviews. He's had on Tim Witherspoon. He's had on Razor Ruddock. He be doing trivia and giving away money. So yeah, check out my dude Bruce Gas. And it's not from eating beans, y'all. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. That's my dude. So Papa John's headquarters right over there. My wife won't let me give no more cash away. She's like, stop it. I feel you, man. No more cash giveaways. Bruce was like, nah, I hope you guys got it while it was there to give. It's over with. It's a wrap. It's a burrito. It's a gyro. Happy wife, happy life. I was just saying to my cousin the other day, can you imagine having $1 million in your bank account when you call to check? You have $5,000,005. Like the cents matter at that point. Skrilla 50 knows. Gotta keep the missus happy, absolutely. Nothing like having a good wife that has your back. And a wife that knows how to give great massages, man. Oh my gosh, I love massages. Massages just give you hope. Massages give you a reason to wake up another day. Y'all better ask somebody. Y'all better ask around. But guess I'm gonna go on and get on up out of here, y'all. It's been nice. Thanks for watching. Salute to Bruce Gas, Skrilla 50, Bond, Scott, and Linda, everybody that came through, everybody that watched the replay. LSR forever and ever, and be fearless. Yay. Peace out. I'll ask Bob Kraft and Deshaun Watson. That's what's up, man. Yay.